bar and an empty bottle of booze. Well, now I don't blame him, cause he ran and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did, cause before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from lots of folks. Seemed I had to fight my whole life through. Yeah, some gal was giggling out getting reared, and some guy laughing out bust his head, I tell you. Life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. But I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search them honky-tonks and bars and kill that man. Give me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. Well, at an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing stud, sat the dirty mangy dog and named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. Well, he was big and bent and gray and old. I looked at him and my blood ran cold. I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? How you gonna die?" Yeah, well, I hit him hard right between the eyes and he went down. But to my surprise, come up with a knife and he cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth. He crashed through the walls and into the street, kicking and a gouge in the mud and the blood and the beard. Yeah, well, I tell you that I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Yeah, well, I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss. Went for his gun and I pulled mine first. He just stood there looking at me. I saw him smile. And he said, "Well, son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die. And it's that name that helped to make you strong. Yeah, he said, "Well, you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me, and you got the right to kill me now, and I would blame you if you do. Yeah, but you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in the guts and the spit in the eye, 'cause I'm that son of a bitch named you Sue." What could I do? Could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. I called him my pa and he called me a son, and I come away with a different point of view. But I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win it. I tell you, if I ever have a boy, I'm gonna name him Bill, George, anything but Sue. I still hate that name. There we go. Thank y'all very much. Thank you.